Bonjour à tous.
Good afternoon, ladies and
10 ans,
gentlemen.
j'étais
10 years
jeune
ago,
officier de la marine marchande
I was a
et
young
j'ai
officer
pris de
of
plein
the
fouet la
merchant
pollution plastique de l'océan.
navy, and I really noticed how bad plastic pollution was in the ocean. But I'm not
Il y a
come here
10
to talk
ans,
to you about
j'ai eu
that.
cette
10
conviction
years
qu'il
ago,
fallait que
I
j'arrête
was
de
very much
parcourir le monde pour
convinced
transporter
that I
des
had
marchandises,
to stop
mais
traveling the
plutôt
world to
monter une
transport
expédition
merchandise,
et
but rather go on an
d'aller
expedition and
résoudre les
try
problèmes
and
plastiques.
resolve
Alors,
this issue of
j'ai embarqué
plastic
avec moi
waste.
Alex, un
So
copain
I
en commun
took
dans cette aventure,
one of my
et
classmates on
pendant
board,
3 ans,
Alex, and for 3
au
years
boulot, on cherche
we
des
got to
partenaires, on
work,
monte
we
une
were looking
équipe,
for
et on trouve un
partners, we
bateau.
put a team
On
together, and we
trouve
found
un
a
navire
ship. It was
océanographique de 40
an
mètres, pas
oceanographical
tout jeune,
ship. It was 40
mais
meters long, not that
presque prêt.
young, but it was
Il n'y a rien
almost brand new,
entendu.
really well maintained,
Enfin, ça, c'est ce
great.
qu'on croyait,
So that's at least what we
avant de se
thought.
rendre compte, quelques mois après avoir
Before,
acheté le
a
bateau,
few
qu'en fait, il
months
était
after we bought the
rempli d'amiante.
boat, we realized that it was full of
Il était rempli
asbestos,
d'amiante alors qu'on avait un certificat qui nous assurait le contraire.
even though we had a certificate that said that it hadn't any
Chantier
asbestos
de
in it, so it was a
désamiantage
real shock.
et
We
comme
had
un
to
problème n'arrive pas
remove
tout
all
seul,
of the
on fait un Covid
asbestos, and
avec
of course this happened during
le
the
6P,
COVID
masque
crisis,
FFP3
so there was
est
not enough
essentiel pour faire un chantier de
FFPE masks
désamiantage.
to be able to remove
Le début
asbestos
des galères et des rêves
safely.
qui se
So
transforment en
it was the
cauchemar.
beginning of a
On
dream
arrive
which turned
au
into a
bien que mal
nightmare.
à
And
enlever cette
for better
amiante et
or
derrière,
for
qu'est-ce qu'on
worse, we
découvre?
managed to
De la rouille.
remove all of
Des trucs
this
qui sont rouillés,
asbestos.
dispersés dans tous les
And
sens.
in removing it, we realized that actually the hull was completely
Les
rusty.
tôles qu'on découvre qui sont rouillées, rouillées par
The
la rouille.
metal
Et on
interior
se dit
of the
comment est-ce qu'on
ship
va
was falling
réussir
apart. It was very
à
rusty, full
sortir
of
ce
holes.
bateau de l'eau quand
So
on
how
n'arrive
on
pas à
earth
payer
would we be
les
able to
devis.
pay all of these bills, get the boat in the
On n'a pas
water?
vraiment le
How
choix,
would
alors
we
on prend les
manage? We
problèmes les
had
uns après
no
les autres,
choices.
petit
We
à
had no
petit.
choice. We had to
Une
deal with
bétole
all of the
neuve, on arrive
problems
à remettre des
one
cloisons,
after
on fait des
another. We
meubles,
replaced the
des
metal
appareils de
work.
navigation.
We had to
Ça nous
replace
prend 2
some of
ans.
the equipment. That took
Et
us 2
tous les 2
years.
ans, on
But
regarde un peu le
after
bateau, on se dit ça y
these
est, ça
2
commence à
years,
ressembler à quelque chose.
we started to see that the
Enfin,
boat
on a
was
un
looking
inventaire, mais il est
better,
prêt
much
pour le grand
better,
départ de
and
l'expédition.
we were ready to go
Alors,
on the
on
expedition.
appelle les partenaires, la
So we
presse,
called our
tout le monde note
partners,
ses
the
agendas. Et
press,
maintenant, on est super
everyone noted
content.
it down
Le
in their
bateau va mettre
diary,
enfin sa grande
and we
expédition
thought,
contre la
okay, finally the
pollution
ship
plastique.
is going to be able to
Et
embark on this
quelques semaines
voyage
avant
against
le jour
plastic
J,
waste. But on the day we were supposed to
l'ingénieur
leave,
finissait une dernière retouche,
a
passe
welder
à
was
travers la
finishing
coque
some
avec son
work, and he
chapeau.
actually managed
Et là,
to
on se rend compte qu'en fait,
burn a hole in the
le bateau qu'on pensait
right
prêt pour
through,
l'aventure,
and we thought it was
mais en fait,
ready
il faut
for
changer toute
adventure,
l'arrière de la
and
coque.
actually we had to
Encore
the
un
entire
certificat.
rear
Sauf
part
que là, le problème,
of
c'est que c'est la
the
coque. Et c'est pas n'importe quelle partie, c'est
wasn't
l'arrière du bateau où passent
any
les
part of
lisses,
the hull,
le
it was the
gouvernail.
back.
Ça
So it
rajoutait
was
vraiment une
also
complexité que personne ne
the
veut le faire, aucun
the
chantier.
propeller. We also had to
Ou alors on reçoit
replace
des
the
devis
rudder.
4 fois le prix du bateau.
So we were
C'est pas
getting quotes
possible
for
après
this work that actually
tous
would have
ces
cost us
travaux,
4
après
times
même
the
2
price that we
ans
paid for the ship. So
de
after these 2
chantier avant de
years
sauver le bateau, on va
of
quand même pas le mettre à la cave.
work, we actually
Mais
managed
complètement
to
désespéré,
damage the boat once again, and it was
partenaires qui nous
unseaworthy.
acceptent, qui nous
And we
disent
found
on
some
peut le faire à un
workers that
prix
said that they could do
cher
it,
mais
and it was
raisonnable.
very expensive, but it
Mais
was
au
the
fond,
only
nous, on n'y
choice that
croit
we
plus.
had.
On va
But
encore
actually, we'd almost given up
rééchouer,
hope.
revivre
We'd
un
failed
échec.
once again.
Et
The
en fait, c'est
nightmare
ce que les
was
scientifiques appellent
continuing.
l'impuissance acquise.
And this is what
On a échoué
scientists
dans le
call
passé,
acquired
on se projette dans des nouveaux échecs, même si ça n'a aucun lien avec les
weakness, powerlessness. We had no choice but to get on with it. But the workmen said that the ship would be seaworthy once they had replaced the hull and the rudder and the propeller. We had to then go to explain the situation to our team. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get to sea in 1 month. We don't know how long it will take. But what are we supposed to do? We, once again, persuaded that we would manage to get to sea and embark on our adventure. A friend of mine said, if you slow down, you stop. If you get weak, you will fail. But if you keep walking forwards, then you will get there. You will manage to succeed. So I said to all of my partners and everyone, and we explained to them all of the truths without hiding anything. We didn't sugarcoat anything. We did explain to them all of our doubts. We said that we weren't sure if we were able to continue on, but they trusted us, and we got the team motivated again. We took the ship from Dunkirk to Saint-Lazare. It cost a lot of money. We put it into a dry dock. We scanned it in 3D, and we managed to reconstitute it as it was previously, and then we shipped it, or rather by road, on a lorry, put it back into the water where we wanted to leave. So at this time, finally, the ship had been put back into the water after 3 years of reconstruction, and we almost had given up hope. We were waiting for something else to go wrong, but the ship got to Marseille for the grand depart for this expedition. So we got everyone together. We followed our plan, we got the team together, and we explained to them everything that we had gone through, all of the doubts that we could have had, the technical issues, all the things that were unfair, all of the failures, the reality. And one of them said to us, fortunately, you didn't tell us absolutely every single detail because come along otherwise. Today, the ship has been around the world 3 times. It's in Kenya at the moment, so 40 different stopovers. We have documented 200 initiatives against plastic waste. We've supported 500 companies. We have helped build recycling plants in Africa and Asia that recycle tons and tons of plastic waste every year. And now we are proof of how we can be submerged by problems and think that whatever we do, we will fail. But if you keep faith and you believe that you'll be able to get there and you can write a new truth which is positive and contagious and gets everyone on board, then we can succeed and we can manage to move mountains. Thank you very much for listening.